The Holy Gospel is told by St. Mark. Glory to you, O Lord. When Jesus had crossed again in the boat to the other side, a great crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. Then one of the leaders of the synagogue, named Jairus, came and, when he saw him, fell at his feet and begged him, "My little daughter is at the point of death. Come, lay your hands on her, so that she may be made well and live." So Jesus went with him. And a large crowd gathered him and pressed in on him. And there was a woman who had been suffering from hemorrhages for 12 years. She had endured much pain under many physicians and had spent all that she had, and she was no better, but was rather growing worse. She heard about Jesus and came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, for she thought, "If I but touch his clothes, I will be made well." Immediately her hemorrhaging stopped, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her disease. Immediately, aware that power had gone forth from him, Jesus turned to the crowd and said, "Who touched my clothes?" His disciples looked at him and said, "You see the crowd pressing in on you? How can you say, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus looked all around to see who had done it. And the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came in fear and trembling, fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease." Now while he was still speaking, some people from the leader's house came and said, "Your daughter's dead. Why trouble the teacher any further?" But overhearing what they were saying, Jesus turned to Jairus, the leader of the synagogue, and said to him, "Don't be afraid. Only believe." And he allowed no one to follow him except for Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. And when they came to the house of the leader of the synagogue, he saw a commotion, people weeping and wailing loudly. And he entered the house and he said to them, "Why are you making such a commotion and weeping? The child's not dead. She's only sleeping." But they laughed at him. And so he put them all out of the house and took the child's father and mother and those who were with him and went up to where the child was. And he took her by the hand and he said to her, "Little girl, get up." And immediately the girl got up and began to walk around. She was 12 years old. At this, they were overcome with amazement. He strictly ordered them that no one should know this, and told them to get her something to eat. This is the gospel of our Lord. Praise to you, O Christ.